Hi everyone, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to solve a set of problems for chapter entitled Working Capital Management. So let's take a look at the learning objectives for this chapter. This chapter is from Fundamentals of Corporate Finance, 6th edition, written by Beverly Myers and Marcus. So the first objective is to describe the usual steps in a firm's credit management policy. The second objective is to measure the implicit interest rate on credit sales. The third one is to describe how firms assess the probability that a customer will pay its bills. The fourth one is to decide whether it makes sense to grant credit to customers. The fifth one is to cite the cost and benefits of holding inventories and cash balances. The sixth one is to compare the different techniques that firms use to make and receive payments. The last one is to compare alternatives for investing excess funds over short horizon. So we selected five problems for this chapter, and let's get started. The first problem is about trade credit rates. Company X sells on a 1 to 20 net 60 basis. Customer Y buys goods with an invoice of $1,000. So we have three questions here. So let's first understand what do we mean by this notation 1 to 20 net 60. So this one represents percent discount for early payment. If company wants to make payment, 1% discount will be made. So this 20 represent number of days that discount is available. $60 represent number of days before payment is due. All right. So A, how much can company Y deduct from the bill if it pays on day 20? So remember from this explanation, if company pays either in the first day or at the end of the 20th day, so they can benefit from this 1% discount. So 1% discount of $1,000 will be equal to $10. So B, how many extra days of credit can company Y receive if it passes up the cash discount? Well, 60 days the length of the period for this transaction, so they can benefit 20 days if they want to have a discount. So 40 days is the number of days of extra credit. So C, what is the effective annual rate of interest if Y pays on due date rather than day 20? So what is the amount of discount we calculated here? $10. So if company utilize this discount, they are going to pay $990. So this will be equals to 1.01%. So what if they don't? So this rate is equivalent. We need to calculate a 40-day extra credit. So this 1.01% is a rate for 40 days. So if this is the case, now we need to find the annual rate, equivalent annual rate of 40 days. So how to do that? So 1.01% plus 1 to 365 days divided by 40 days. So we need to calculate how many times we need to find its equivalent value in a year. So how many 40 days we have within a year? So minus 1 will give us a rate. So this rate is 9.60% per year. So that's it. So you can see the solution from here as well. So another problem about floating. So on January 25, Colt Company has $250,000 deposit with a local bank. On January 27, the company writes and mails checks of $20,000 and $60,000 to suppliers. At the end of the month, Colt's financial manager deposits a $45,000 checks received from a customer in the morning mail and picks up the end of month account summary from the bank. The manager notes that only the $20,000 payment for 27th has cleared the bank. So what is the company's available balance with its bank? What is the company's net float? So let's solve the problem. Well, what is the starting balance? Starting balance $250,000. We write two checks, $20,000, $60,000, and we deposit $45,000. So as a result, we have $250,000. So this is going to be our ledger balance. So the second part, the payment here, the payment float is the outstanding total of not yet cleared checks written by the firm Well, in this case it is $60,000. So the net float is this $60,000 minus the amount we deposited, $45,000, so which is equals to $15,000. So the next one, you can also see the solution from here. This is about the trade credit and receivables. So a firm offers terms of 3 to 15 net 30. Currently, 2/3 of all customers take advantage of the trade discount. The remainder pay bills at the due date. So this input. So A, what will be the firm's typical value for its accounts receivable period? So the typical value, so what we know here is 2/3 this is given, 2/3 of customer customers pay within 15 days. The other 1/3 pay by day 30. Therefore, the average days in receivables is now two-thirds of customer pays within 15 days, so times 15 days plus 1/3 will pay at 30 days. So this is going to be on average 20 days. So B. What is the average investment in account receivable if annual sales are $20 million? So investment in account receivable could be calculated as days in receivables times daily sales. So this is going to be 20 times 20 days, this is days, times $20 million divided by 365, and this is equals to 1096. If this is point, then $1 million, right? So C. What would likely happen to the firm's account receivable period if it changed its terms to 4-15 net 30? So what we are doing here, we are increasing the amount of discount, amount of percent of discount here from 3% to 4%, but this is the length of the number of days that the option is available. So this remains the same, as you see, and the number of days payment is due is also remain the same. So we can easily say that from 3% to 4%, if we increase the amount of discount, then we can say that more customers will pay within 15 days. One more time, this is true under the fact that we do not change 15 and 30 days limit. Okay, so the next one, you can also take a look at the solution from here. So another one, terms of sales. Microbiotics currently sells all of its frozen dinners cash on delivery, but believes it can increase sales by offering supermarkets 1 month of free credit. The price per carton is $50 and the cost per carton is $40. So A, if unit sales will increase from 1000 cartons to 1060 cartons per month, should the firm offer the credit? The interest rate is 1% per month and all customers will pay their bills. B. What if the interest rate is 1.5% per month instead of 1%? So C. What if the interest rate is 1.5% per month, but the firm can offer the credit only as special deal to new customer, while old customer will continue to pay cash on delivery? So let's analyze this case A. So what is the present value? So present value of a cash on delivery sales, a cash on delivery sale will be $50 minus $40 equals to $10 per carton. So under the present cash on delivery policy, unit sales equals to 1000 carton per month. So $10 per carton is the present value times, this is $10 times 1000 carton will be equals to $10,000. So if credit is extended, if credit is extended, so we need to calculate first present value of this present value of revenue minus cost. So this is going to be equals to, well, now you are going to receive $50 at the end of 1 month. So monthly interest rate is 1%. So you need to discount this 50 to the present. So minus $40 cost, this is going to be equal to $9, $5.05 per cartoon. Okay. Now, what happens here? Why I discount 50? It is because of this. At T1, in this case, you received 50 at T0 because you pay in cash. So your cost is activate here. You realize your cost at T0. That's why you just subtract 40 from 50, so you get $10. This is dollar term, $10 per carton. In the second case, if you use credit option, so customer will pay this 50 at T1. So you need to discount this to the present. So how you do that? You discount by 1.01% to 1. Okay, so this is this one here. So why I didn't discount 40? It's because 40 takes place at T0 already. That's why I don't need it. So let's calculate if you sell 1000. Now here, in this case, if you use the credit option, what it says, now you're going to sell 1060 cartons instead of 1000. So your revenue here will be $9.505 per carton. So if you sell 1060, you will get $10,075. So which means you have a higher amount of money. So that means the present value of car here. That means if you extend the credit, you will benefit by an amount of $75. So the higher sales more than make up for the time value cost of the credit is extended. Okay, so this is the conclusion. So B, what we need to do here now. So similarly, what we did here, instead of 1%, we need to use 1.5%. So similarly, this is remained the same. So I need to replicate this equation. So $50 will be discounted by 1.01.5% minus 40. This will give me $9.261 per cartoon. So if you sell 1060 cartoon, you will get $9,817. Now be careful. At this time, this is less than $1,000. So offering credit is not beneficial. C. Now the present value of all customers remain the same. The present remains unaffected. The present value of the new customer is positive. The additional sales gained by extending credit is 60 cartoons. The profit margin in present value terms would be 50 divided by 1015 minus 40 will be 9,261 dollar. This is point. That means $9.261 per cartoon. This is for new customer, because the old customer will pay on cash they received. Okay, so this is done. You can also see the solution here. Another problem here. This is the last problem. So credit decision. Shall we credit or not? Shall we give the credit or not? Let's see. The Branding Iron Company sells its irons for $60 a piece wholesale. Production cost is $50 per iron. There is a 25% chance that a prospective customer will go bankrupt within the next half year. The customer orders 1,000 irons and asks for 6-month credit. So, should you accept the order? Assume an 8% per year discount rate, no chance of a repeat order, and that the customer will pay either in full or not at all. So, what is the cost? The cost is $50. So present value, what is the present value of revenue? Well, you are going to receive $60 at the end of the 6th month, and you need this 1 plus R2 1 to 2. That's why we need to do this. 1.0821 to 2 means half year adjustment. So from this, so present value of $60 is equals to $57.73. So that means at T0 and T1.5 year, and this 60, if you calculate its present value, this is going to be 57.73. So ladies and gentlemen, let's calculate expected profit or loss for this order. Let's see. So this is, we know that 75% of customers will pay their debt. So this is revenue minus cost, minus 20% of customers will not pay anything. So revenue will not be existed. So the only thing is the cost you are going to have. So 75% times revenue was 57.73 here. Minus cost is $50, which is occurred at T0, minus 25% times your 50 cost, and this result will be negative $6.70, 6.70 cents per iron, which is negative, so you should reject the order. Alright guys, you can take a look from the solution. You can take a look at the solution from here. So this is the end of this session. Thanks for watching.